Have you ever watched a single ant try to move a massive crumb? The solitary individual simply lacks the leverage to succeed. But what happens when that solitary effort is abandoned for something larger? What is the specific mechanism that switches a group of individuals from me into we? The poem Together We Can introduces this concept simply. Together we stand, strong and tall, helping each other we never fall. Cheering aloud we shout and sing. Teamwork can overcome anything. These lines describe a survival mechanism documented throughout the natural world. Many of nature's most efficient species depend on collective action to navigate their environments and secure resources. Take the honeybee. When a scout finds a nectar source, it performs a waggle dance. This movement mathematically communicates the exact angle, distance, and coordinates of the flower to the rest of the hive. Ants execute a similar strategy. By communicating constantly, thousands of tiny insects operate as a single superorganism, constructing towering, complex nests grain by grain. For these species, joining forces is a biological requirement for overcoming physical obstacles that are simply too large for a single body to handle. That biological reality brings us to the third stanza of the poem. Win or lose, we always share. Our bond of trust is always there. Humans encode this concept of unity directly into language. We use collective nouns to organize individuals into groups, words like choir, swarm, herd, and bouquet. These words do a specific job. They take separate, distinct units and merge them into a single entity acting with a shared purpose. A room full of separate singers becomes a choir, and individual insects become a swarm. Look at this illustration of a bundle of sticks from the textbook. One stick snaps easily under pressure. However, when tied together into a single bundle, the combined structure resists breaking. Our grammar mimics this physical property. By creating specific words for groups, we recognize that the collective unit functions as a single, more resilient entity. If our language is built around this concept of unity, so is our physical world. This town map illustrates the spatial relationships between public services. Essential infrastructure is connected by roads. We navigate using positional relationships. For example, the hospital sits directly behind the post office. Words like between map support, like the ambulance stationed between the hospital and post office. A town map shows the spatial logic of a community. It charts proximity and connections that allow residents to share space and provide mutual support. Which brings us to the fourth verse of the poem. With each hand joined, the goal is near. Team spirit fills the air with cheer. Is coordination still possible when the individuals joining hands are completely different from one another? Here we see two children, Bokali and Darsana. They represent the cultural diversity found within a single country, coming from different traditions, speaking different languages, and eating different foods. Yet they stand together in unity. When a group focuses on a shared goal, cultural differences do not get in the way. Instead, those varied perspectives provide a wider range of skills and ideas, making the whole team far more adaptable and resilient. This brings us to the musical finale. Together we shine, our hearts as one, for in our team the joy's begun. You can demonstrate this interconnectedness with a simple craft. By folding a piece of paper accordion style and drawing just one half of a human figure along the edge, cut along the lines. Unfolding that single shape reveals a connected row of diverse figures holding hands. Whether you are looking at the intricate dance of a bee swarm, the connected roads of a town map, or a nation composed of countless different cultures, when you join hands with others, the chain you form becomes unbreakable.